So, I was going to make this video a couple days ago. Kind of got busy and everything. And just didn't really have time to. Anybody who's on my TikTok and is coming over here knows what I'm talking about. It's actually the reason that I'm not very active on here anymore. So, you guys want to go follow my TikTok. It's the same as here, Trucker0125. I post a lot of fueling videos, a little bit of cost of operation videos, things like that. But what we were talking about over there was the fact that there's rumors of diesel prices hitting $5 a gallon. And if that happens, there's a lot of people that I don't think actually understand all of the consequences behind that. Yeah, you're going to pay $5 a gallon at the pump, and that's going to hurt. If you got a 10-gallon tank in your vehicle, and right now it's $3, that's $30 to fill up your car. That's going to be $50 for you to do at that point. That's an extra $20 for you. The thing that a lot of you guys aren't realizing and everything, though, is that extra $2 a gallon is $600 for me every time I get fuel. I get fuel between 2 to 3 times a week. I've got 300-gallon tanks on this thing. And the fact that I only get about 5 miles per gallon, well, you can do the math. It's going to cost a lot of money. And not trying to sound like an asshole here or anything like that, but I'm just going to kind of tell you guys the truth. I'm not eating that expense. That expense gets passed on to the broker. The broker passes that on to the customer. And unfortunately, the customer passes that on to you. But on top of that, it's not just me that's going to be adding that expense. So, we used an analogy over on TikTok. I was talking about just a load of pork chops. So, for that load of pork chops, you've got me who's going to be charging 300 gallons for one load. If it uses an entire tank, is $600. I want to charge at least an extra $1,000 on that. And the reason I'm charging so much more than just what the extra fuel cost is going to be is because there's going to be times where I get bad loads. I've got to have the ability to be able to float over. And that's just the way we all work. But you got me charging that extra $1,000 on that load. But that load of pork chops, I'm not the only one responsible for it. You've got a minimum of 3 trucks that's going to haul that load of pork chops. You've got the cattle truck that's going to take it from the farm to the slaughterhouse. And I get 5 miles to the gallon and I bitch, but if you're hauling livestock, you sure as shit ain't doing that for the fuel economy. He's getting worse than I am. It's going to cost him even more than it costs me. He's going to have to increase his price. So you got an increase there. You've got the increase that once that gets loaded onto my truck, and that don't even count the reefer fuel. And then I take it from the slaughterhouse to the distribution center normally, and from the distribution center it goes to the store. That's 3 trucks. That's 3 things of upgrade or of higher fuel costs that's going to get passed on to you guys. An $8 package of pork chops that's going to cost you that today is going to cost you $16, $17 if diesel prices hit these what they're talking. And it's just the cost of doing business. And unfortunately, that's not taken into account that some into account. Nobody ever took into account. And it's going to be increased costs on everything. It's not going to be just food and canned goods. PlayStations, Xboxes, TVs, headphones. Multiple trucks transport all of this stuff. They got to make their money off of it some way or another. We've all got to make our money off of it some way or another. So, I want to start going into more detail with a lot of these expenses and all these expense reports and things like that to run this thing. And what it costs to run one of these trucks. That way you guys actually understand where we're all coming from out here. We're not doing it to be an asshole. But I got kids to feed. I got a mortgage to pay. I can't do that by charging the rates that I charge today. I make decent money now. But by charging those upgraded rates, I want to start losing money from what I make right now. I'm not going to get into the politics of it and everything, but if you voted for it, you ain't got a right to bitch. So, hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys figure everything out.